Good morning. My name is Muyanga, Vincent. I want to invite you to one of the most epic talk shows in this country. We are going to be having a panel of students live from Muthama University as they give us their thoughts on what is happening in our country. All the topics that you have ever imagined that touch on every aspect of the governance, the economy, and the social life of this country will be covered. Make sure you stay tuned. Well, good morning and welcome to the first ever Sura review with me, Muyanga, Vincent. I want to welcome you to one of the most epic shows that you're going to be experiencing that has student coverage on state affairs. I have a very strong and powerful panel with me today, and I'm going to be introducing them from my first guy in my left, Mr. Gordon Kilimo. This is a first-year student taking political studies and public administration. Then on the other side, we have our very own Brighton Odero. He's a second-year student and he's doing education and special needs. This is a very powerful panel and they have the correct grasp that we need to discuss what is happening in our country. The topics will be varied. We'll have every single thing that needs our attention focused on. We give you the views that these students and many others outside are thinking about. Make sure that you're listening in, and if you have any question, feel free to send it by our social media platforms. I'll be sure to ask our panel when we're here. So once again, welcome guys to the show. So nice to have you here. Yes. Mr. Gordon, this is your first time here, right?
Yeah, this is my first time.
Okay. And together with Mr. Brighton.
It's my first time too.
Okay. Let me just start by an icebreaker. Gordon, do you think the country is going in the right direction?
No. At the moment, the country is not going in the right direction.
Okay. What makes you say that?
Okay. The way government runs things nowadays, every day there is a focus somewhere. Nothing is straight. Mm-hmm. If you say it's straight, you're lying to yourself. Mm-hmm. You're lying to yourself. Okay. Things are not right.
Wow. Mr. Brighton, do you think the country is in the right state?
The country is not at the right state right now.
Mm-hmm.
Things are messy and it's not just good. Like daily, there are things that are going contrary to our wish, contrary to the constitution that we have.
Okay.
Yeah, so not everything is right. The government promised a lot when they were getting into power, but whatever they promised is just the opposite of what they are doing right now.
Okay.
So the country is not going to the right direction.
Okay. Gordon, who do you think we should blame for the country not being in the right direction?
I think we should blame our Mr. President.
The government?
Yeah, the government.
Okay. Why do you think the government is on the wrong?
Okay, I feel like the problem always starts with the members of parliament.
Mm-hmm.
The decisions being made at the parliament each day and every day are the decisions which make people go out on the streets every day. Mm-hmm. Just the other day we saw people on the streets because of Morara Kibaso.
Mm-hmm.
And as we all know, he's doing the right thing as per the people, what the people want.
Mm-hmm.
Because the current regime, there is no any single project, like I can say, which we can do accountability and see it's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just our government. The problem is the government, the people running the government.
Okay.
We have a lot of cartelling and a lot of fraud inside the government.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brighton.
Yes.
Let's go to the main topic that is happening in our country. We are seeing it on the news every hour as the screens are rolling about the deputy president's impeachment. Do you think it's a wise decision to impeach Mr. Rigathi Gachagua?
About the impeachment motion, Gachagua's impeachment, I won't decline to support the impeachment motion. Mm-hmm. But my take, there are a lot of cartels inside that government if you leave alone Gachagua. Mm-hmm. Gachagua is just but a mere factor. Mm-hmm. Just a mere factor. But there are other people, dignitaries in that government, that we need to have talked about. Mm-hmm. Gachagua is just a mere person there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you support his impeachment?
He should be impeached on the grounds because there are a lot. If you talk just these issues are so many, ranging from tribalism to gross misconduct of our constitution and all others that the MPs alleged. It is very true. He should be impeached. But the presidency is one thing. If it's about going out, they should all go.
The whole government.
The whole government.
Okay.
Not Gachagua only.
Maybe I can hear from you, Gordon. There are some individuals in the government that think that the charges that have been brought forward, that are being accused on regarding Gachagua, are not weighty enough to have him impeached. Do you think they carry much weight that can cause the deputy president to be impeached?
First of all, I don't agree with the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua because the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua will bring so much pain to the people of Kenya. We are the people. The people who elected nobody went to the ballot and elected Gachagua. We all elected William Samoei Ruto because, Gachagua is his associate. So if Gachagua is to be impeached, they're supposed to be impeached. If they're sitting at the panel in the parliament, they're supposed to be together because it's their government. There is no Gachagua government inside this government. It's Ruto's government and he's his associates. Okay. So Gachagua, yes, the grounds afford him to be impeached, but the problem is one. We can't impeach Gachagua, yet even the other leaders have done so much pain on the people and taken so much from the people. So if it is about impeachment, let it be all impeachment. Let them all be impeached.
Okay.
We can't just impeach an individual because it's like we're trying to put him aside so that we can make the next move for the next election. The mode at which this impeachment motion is putting the country, we are now campaigning. We are now looking forward to 2027. Now what if Gachagua goes? Now who will be the president? Who will we vote next? Who will Ruto pick to be his deputy? So it's not a good deal. It's not a good deal.
Wow. Okay. Brenton, let me ask you. There are individuals who think that the impeachment motion for the deputy president is just a decoy to divert the attention from Kenyans thinking about other things that are affecting the state. Do you think this is the case?
Well, our president is a very smart politician. He knows how to divert attention. And if he says that he's a student of Moi and Kibaki, I really accept. He knows how to play politics. But now he's messing up the country. Because one, right now there are things that we should be talking about. National issues that we should be talking about. Because there are things that he has brought new funding models, new healthcare system, funding system, and other issues. But now tell me, where is the focus of Kenyans? The focus is on Rigathi Gachagua. People are forgetting that there is a Dani deal. People are forgetting that there is this shift. People are forgetting that there is new funding university model that is heavily burdening Kenyans. But who is focusing on that? Nobody is focusing on it. Because right now, people feel the heaviest thing they should be talking about is the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua.
Wow. Those are very strong opinions. That's very strong. So maybe you can go on to another topic that is affecting us as students directly. The recent case about the scholarship scam that involves the Senator for Uasin Gishu, Jackson Mandago. What do you think about that whole ordeal? We have over 50 million Kenyan shillings on the stake. We have had parents giving testimonies in court, spending 1.8, 1.4, 1.2 million to take their students, yet it was not a real deal. What do you think about this?
So I think the state now of that scam, it's okay because petitions are already in court and things are moving. The ethics and anti-corruption unit, they're already on the former governor Jackson Mandago. So they're already on him. So what the people just need to do, we just need to be there and to wait. And the best thing to be done, it's just the property of which he acquired during that time from September 17, July to September 17, 2022, should just be sold and be given back to the people.
Okay.
To the people, there are a lot of people who sold the lands they had because they believe once our child has studied in an abroad country, he will be working while studying and our money will be back. All of them are now in villages, digging and plowing their land because they have nothing to do. The little land they had remained with, they are now utilizing it to make some resources and put food on their table, which is not very right. They were 4 associates during that scam, and all of them went with huge sums of money. The lowest being 4 million. Those money they were generated from people's pockets, and they opened offshore accounts and telling people that once they even called them trust accounts, Wasingishu trust accounts. They were telling them that this money will be used, all of them. So the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Unit, they're already trying to acquire the numbers of those who got the visas and those who didn't get. There are some, politicians are very, very, very intelligent. So they took the money, but they said, so as we can have a backup plan, we'll take some of them. So that when we are in court, they knew one day we'll end up in court because it's totally fraud. So they gave some of them, and some of them are already studying in abroad countries. So that when they are being questioned, they say, we have these ones. So what the government should do and the units which will take care of that case, they should just acquire the numbers of those who acquired the visas and those who went and studied abroad, and those who are in Kenya and those whose money entered their accounts and nothing happened. They should just do some way and get the money back to people's pockets.
Okay.
Because it's not right. It's not right.
Brenton, do you think that we as Kenyan students are too desperate to study abroad, and that is making us fall into the scams that are coming up daily? Because this is just one of them. We have had these fraudulent agencies that are taking people outside the country for employment and for other things. But for students, we have so many stories of students who try to go and study outside this country. Do you think that there's too much desperation running around the higher education institutions?
Tell me. Let me just ask you about your disparity, the disparity you're talking about. The top class, the politicians. If you talk of their children, what percentage of politicians' children are learning in this country? Very few. Where are most of them? Abroad. So other students also think there is a greener pasture abroad, not here in Kenya. True, here in Kenya, there are a lot of issues that are affecting education in Kenya here. Right now, for the first years and the second years, there is this funding model. This funding model, people are not familiar with it. But when people go outside there, when people go abroad, you may think, they are always told that there is scholarship. You are going to study for free without paying anything. So most people will opt for it because they know there is nothing they are going to pay. The government is going to take care of them, their economic status, their social life, the government is going to take care, including your transportation from Kenya to the country you are living to. So most students will opt for that because when you are in Kenya here, most scholarships fail. The government always promises people that we are giving you bursaries. There is this presidential bursary from the office of the president. Yes. How many students get it? How many? Even just in your school, how many? How many get it? Just a few. So if somebody gets an opportunity and it's so that there is a greener pasture somewhere, you are going to study for free, and you are going to meet new people, not Kenyans. I'll also go for it. Yeah.
So you think they are justified?
They are justified.
Very justified.
Yeah.
So, Gordon, apart from what Brighton is mentioning of the cost and the exposure, what else do you think is wrong in the Kenyan higher education system that is making students think that outside is better?
Okay, you see, the problem starts here. Okay, like every student, even me and Brighton, all of us have acquired loans from the government. All of us, if you have acquired to enter into the Kenyan schools, you have acquired loans, and even you're even being offered other loans in various other ways, which you can acquire and you can use it to facilitate your studies and to. But one thing that makes those people to go to study into abroad countries, because when you study in Kenya, then you are given those loans and those money. If you finish studying, let's say today, Breton, and you have a loan of like 1 million, when you're starting being paid, you will end up receiving the full package of your pay when you're almost like 35 or so.
Yeah, sure.
And that money you will have wasted your life. You're already old. You have no investments. You have used your money to get back into the government. And that money, and even we are not sure of the jobs. And what if these people we are being given the money, we don't get the jobs? Where will the money end up? The country will end up having so many debts and will end up losing so many resources into people's pockets. So what the government should just do, the money which should be, they should reduce the rates at which people are supposed to pay the money, so as to encourage the people to start studying in Kenya. Parents who are learned, they look at their kids and they say, no, if my kid studies in Kenya, he will not be appreciating. He will be just depreciating, because he will be being funded and being given money, so that the money he will come to pay will be huge sums, which is not in order. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Now, away from the education, let's talk about activism. We all know about Morara Kibaso. He's been hitting the headlines the past few days, and we all know his activities, going around confirming the launchings that the president is doing, confirming the allocations that are done on certain roads. Do you think Morara is doing something that is right, Brighton?
I like what Morara Kibaso is doing. And not only Morara Kibaso, but I would like to highlight all the activists around and people who are involved in revolution. Actually, they are doing what is good. Back then, Kenyans never knew what they should have and what they should not have. I mean their rights, their freedoms, and all that kind. Now, since this started, people who never knew their rights nowadays know, because of people like Morara Kibaso. They are teaching people. They are getting people to know that this is my right, I should be given. I should not go and beg for it. Now, past there, watu walikuwa nafinywa. Hata ukiongea kidogo hivi, unatolewa, unapelekwa mahali. Unakaa huko for about 1 month. If you come back, the experience will silence you. You won't talk again. But nowadays, I like the spirit that is coming up. Yeah, people are coming up, so many. Even if you leave Morara Kibaso, there is Bruce in Mombasa, and there is this lady called what is the name? Maverick Awoko. They are just teaching people, and they are getting people to know that this, I shouldn't go beg for it, but I should be given. It is mandatory. I should be given this one. Now, Morara Kibaso is doing the right thing. Ruto has launched a lot of projects, and these projects, most of them up to now, they are stalled. They are stalled projects. If they are not stalled, they are not done to the standards that is required, that is expected of it. They are not done to the standard, because you'll get they are pumping a lot of money in it, but what they are going to do is of low quality. Before a project is done, there is this thing called what is it?
Planning, budgeting.
Yeah, sure. So he'll almost have his hands everywhere in all these projects. His hands is everywhere in these projects. Why is he doing this? He wants some cash back to his pocket. He wants some cash back to his pocket. Some money that is just budgeted for. In fact, most of these projects that are done nowadays, some corruption part of it are done there, are budgeted, is budgeted for. Yeah, and you get them saying, no, this is just for, after all this is done, then this one will get back to my what? To my pocket.